I'm a big believer that when you share your journey, chances are you're going to be able to help someone along in their journey. So today I want to let you guys in a little bit more personal and tell you how I found my passion and why I quit my job. So how did I find my passion? I get this question a lot. Well, not exactly that question, but I do get, how did I fall in love with cooking? That's the one I usually get. And the answer is kind of a long one. I've always loved cooking. Cooking has always been a part of me. I've always been in the kitchen with family, friends, it's always just been a thing I've done, and I've always loved it. But it wasn't until about college era where I kind of realized, I really love doing this. I would have friends come over to my apartment every Sunday. We'd cook, we'd throw down, and it was just a family affair of college friends. In that process, I kind of learned, I really like feeding people. I'm kind of good at it because people seem to be wanting to pay me for their meal, which as a broke college student, I was cool with. After college, I moved back home with my mom, which was like a big, I had all these plans, all these dreams and aspirations of what I was going to do, and none of it happened, as most college graduates know. But it was fine, At the time, it was not fine, but now it was fine. I was diagnosed with Addison's disease, which is a whole different video. But that was a huge moment in my life because during that time, I was going through a lot of doctors' testing because Addison's disease is rare, so not a lot of doctors know about it. And I just became really depressed. All of these plans I had after college, none of them were happening for me. I was sick. I really couldn't get out of bed without throwing up or, getting out of breath. And it was just very unlike me because I've been healthy my whole life up until that point. So all these factors led to a really, really bad depression where I eventually became suicidal. Not a lot of people know that. Now you do. I feel like it's important to share that because a lot of people see this happy hashtag slaying girl when they see me, but we all have our demons. We all, go through things, and if I can share that and someone who's going through the same thing can be like, damn, she's good, I'll be good, then that makes worth sharing. Not to get too deep here, but let's focus back on cooking. In that time frame, the only thing I could do was lay on the couch without getting sick. So I was watching a lot of Food Network. And I would watch TV and I would just see all them cooking these beautiful dishes. And it really inspired me to get back into the kitchen and just try to perfect my skills. So I worked on my knife skills, I worked on my presentation skills. Some of those earlier dishes were really hideous, but I tried. I used to think putting cilantro on everything was it, okay? I'm sorry, we all did. It was one of those things where I realized that was the one thing that truly made me happy. Going through all that junk, and I was still able to find a moment in my day, and it was during those brief moments I would cook that made me happiest. So, going through all that was how cooking came about to be. Eventually, it led me to some incredible places. So this leads me to my next point. Why I quit my job. Now, I really don't want to be another stereotype of millennials that say, screw your 9 to 5, go quit, travel the world and live happily ever after and post on Instagram how fabulous your life is. This could either be the smartest, dumbest thing I've done or the dumbest thing I've done. Either way, I'm going to find out. The reason I quit my job was because I realized that my passion and my job were not in alignment, and it brought me a lot of unhappiness. And like I mentioned earlier, once you find you're happy, do not let it go. Don't let anything or anyone get in between of it. But of course, we have to pay the bills. We have to, pay student loans and all those things. So you have to do what you gotta do. And I completely understand that. So for 3 years, I, try to keep my head down, do what I have to do. I started realizing that the more I dove into that world, the more my cooking thing was pulling me. I started getting more gigs. I was able to work with Tastemade, and I was being flown out for like a week or so at a time, and that's when the conflict started, because my job to passion balance that I had going on for a few years started getting outweighed by my passion. I also realized you can't make your dreams happen with 18 days of PTO or 16 days of PTO. It's just impossible, especially in my industry where it's like, hey, we need you now. Come here now. And, you know, a job is not going to wait for me because I don't have enough PTO days. Find your happy. What is it that truly makes you happy? What is it that sets your soul on fire? That thing that you can do over and over and over again and never get bored of it. That thing that you research all day long and you may not even realize that you're researching. And granted, it may not be a solidified thing. It could be a concept, like helping people. Once you find that, grab onto it and don't let go. Don't let anyone or anything get in between you and that happy. Try something new that you've never done before. Get yourself out of that comfort zone that, you know, we're all in, and experience new things. Maybe travel somewhere you've never been. Travel alone. That's a great thing to do when trying to find your passion, let me tell you. I know this seems kind of crazy and weird, but throughout your day, when you find those little pockets of joy and happiness, write it down. It may not make much sense to you now, but the more you do it, you're going to notice a pattern, whether it's writing a poem, or, you know, I wrote a dope-ass Instagram caption, or whatever it may be, then you may realize that, hey, writing may be your thing, you know? Those three things kind of helped me along in my journey, and once I found that, I grabbed onto it, and I never let go. I have no idea where this next chapter of my life is going to take me. I'm manifesting it and visualizing nothing but prosperity, happiness, and joy. And I'm literally seeing myself being on set or cooking, you know, and just being able to feed a lot of people and connect a lot of people through food. And that's what I'm grasping. That's what I'm projecting myself. So I have no idea where it's going to take me. You guys are coming along for the ride with me. So I'll try to be as transparent as possible and let you know that it's okay to make that jump, that it's okay to choose faith over fear. You can't live in both and expect results. You just can't. You have to make up your mind, decide on one thing, and just jump. And that's what I'm doing. I'm jumping. So, don't want to make this video too long, and ramble, because I like to ramble when I'm not cooking. But I really hope that you guys took something out of this. Maybe it'll help you. Maybe it'll start, you know, those wheels turning and inspire you to share your journey with someone else. I know this video is a little different from my other videos, but if you like it, make sure you like it. And if you're watching for the first time, make sure you subscribe. And even better yet, if you found your passion already and you're doing it, or you just started, you're right at the brink, comment. I want to hear from you guys how you found your passion, what your passion is, and what you're doing with it. I would love to hear your stories. All right, enough rambling. I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm going to the kitchen.